Heartbreaking there. Let's move on. As the COVID-19 wrecked our lives apart, many Kenyans were forced to adapt to the new normal of working from home, with the internet and social media becoming a big part of life. But now it appears that criminals have seized the opportunity to exploit and defraud unsuspecting Kenyans through the promise of love. And as our reporter Fred Kagonya reports, the quest to find love online can now make you the next victim of this online gang.
Recent statistics from the police say 3 out of 10 men have been conned as they look for love online. November 28th last year, a South African man landed at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to meet the would-be love of his life, a man he had met online. The two kicked off and traveled to Pipeline Estate here in Nairobi, and the love story would turn sour as his lover turned on him, allegedly robbing him more than 2 million shillings, leaving him for the dead. Among the people who are suspected to have been behind the act is Frederick Mutua. Mutua, who hails from Machakos County, told the police at the time that he would help them arrest the people behind the kidnapping and robbery. He was set free and turned into a state witness in the would-be case that is now dead. On 11th October this year, Mutua was arrested again, this time in Ruaka, Nairobi, alongside a woman identified as Catherine Mumbi Kivuva. In the house where the two were arrested, there was a foreigner who had been reportedly duped by Mombi after they began dating online. As they grew close, Mombi invited the man for a hangout in her house in Ruaka. Little did he know that he was walking into a trap.
Akupeleka kwa nyumba ile yake ile mmekubaliana, mmefika kwa nyumba. Wakati mmeingia kwa nyumba tu hivi, unaona wanaume nao ndio wao wanaingia, wanafungua, wanaingia ndani ya nyumba. Hapo wanaanza kukutesa, wanachukua kadi zako kama ni za benki, wako na mashini, wanatoa pesa. According to police records, the men who are working with Mombi are Frederick Mutua and Bernard Mbunga. As the three were assaulting and torturing the foreigner, their accomplice, identified as Kevin Zioka, was on his way to the ATM with the foreigner's ATM cards to withdraw money from his account. The victim was tortured into giving his ATM pins and money. It would be revealed later that more than 50,000 shillings had been withdrawn from the victim's different accounts. Mtu kama una date ile mtu unaona. Afanya online dating, ingine watu hawataki kusema, wanaogopa. Because wale wanafanya hivyo, wengine wako na familia. The gang was arrested after another victim who was duped through online dating. The man is said to have traveled to Imara Daima to meet his newfound love, but was beaten and robbed more than 500,000 shillings. Karibu nusu milioni pesa yake ilienda. Na hataki hata kufuatilia. So tunajua ziko, na kama iko wale wanajua wanaweza kuja kutambua watu. Tuko na wao, wako ndani bado. Na tumepewa masiku ya kuchunguza wao. Wanaweza kuja Langata kwa ofisi ya CID. Mary Muki Kioko is Mutua's relative and has been named by the police as the woman who was behind the Imara Daima trap. Ni wasichana wadogo sana, hata ukiona uwezo dhania anaweza fanya vitu kama hizo. After torturing and assaulting the man, he was dumped along Mombasa Road at midnight with multiple injuries. Polisi walianza uchunguzi immediately. Na hapo wakaendelea mpaka wakafumbua ile nyumba alikuwa amefungiwa. Walipata mzungu akiwa amefinyiliwa chini, ambaye alikuwa anaporwa na watu. The suspects Mary Kioko and Gideon Busu led the police to Ruaka, where the gang was arrested. In the house, police found ATM cards and a foreigner who had injuries on his neck. Lakini ile nyumba ilipatikana pale Muimara, Embakasi. Nyumba mzuri sana. Mtu anaweza kuafford kulipa nyumba mzuri. Kama mtu anaweza kukoni mtu siku moja 1450. Hiyo ni pesa mingi sana hiyo. Police have named Ruaka, Embakasi and Kilimani as the hotspots of online dating fraud.
What we are seeing is a trend called the honey trap. And the honey trap is very simple. Online, a man will stumble upon either a picture or a video of a very beautiful woman, a very attractive woman, who he will then be tempted to reach out to chat with, to communicate with. And when he communicates with her, she will seem very, very open and very willing to talk to him, to communicate with him, and will slowly entice him into a relationship that is purely on the internet.
Security expert Delano Kilu says criminals using online dating have devised new ways that are proving to be a headache to the security apparatus.
They try to target foreigners mostly, but they'll also target local men as well, and they'll ask for some Kenya shillings or some few dollars to help with a particular problem that has cropped up. As soon as they see that the man is willing and he's got money and he's a good target, they'll study the man also, these honey traps. They'll go into the profile of the man, they'll know what he does, they'll know what his soft spots are, and they'll then reach out to him through this honey trap and lure him into the target. Once he gets to that particular location, it's game over.
As the cases of people getting duped online soar, police are now warning Kenyans to be wary of people they meet online, even with the promise of love, for you never know when you will fall into the trap of these online gangs. Fred Kagonye, KTN News, Nairobi.
And that's all we had for you on News Center.